mid lane summoners next time around, as there's the headbutt pulverize out from Effort. Beryl spends a little bit of extra time up in the sky as Ghost is going to push out the cow one more time.
Play the safe top lane, but he simply doesn't die, and it gives them so many opportunities to get ahead.
Well, here's another headbutt pulve as Prince is going to hold Ghost up in the air a little bit longer as Effort. The Acathian Rain is starting to pile down.
That's where you need to find value out of this Graves pick, and if you don't, hold that thought.
Yeah, Effort taking a lot of damage. Blade Whirl.
Opportunity for Liiv Sandbox on the top objective.
Well, there's headbutt pulve onto Barrels, held up in the sky for quite a long time, but the dash out.
On anyone trying to rotate up.
Well, here's another engage from Effort. Gets over to the side as Barrel's going to knock him up. Ghost flashes away. Prince continuing to try and fight. Level 6 not yet hit. I mean, they're having some fun.
Yeah. Oh, Canyon.
Yeah, on fleek, getting a bit aggressive. We're going to have a look at this bottom side yet again as Beryl Grant exits the bottom lane on this top side.
They're making a play top side.
Yeah, Grand Entrance is good as they do find Effort. The Unbreakable Will does come down, but they're looking to try and get through it. Bladewell gets a lot of value against Ghost, who flashes in and grabs the first blood. Now Prince looking to try and turn it onto Canyon, but he just books it out of there. And the Graves does have the ulti if he does need to make a quick getaway, but first turret blood will go over to Liiv Sandbox in trade for the first blood that was picked up by Damwon here. That's an exhaust on to Summit, though, as Khan trying to escape this one. I don't think he's going to be able to, as Meganar is going to come in if Summit needs it. He doesn't, though. And the turrets are pretty healthy here on the side of Liiv Sandbox's base, as that's a shockwave. Pulls Canyon into the wall, but actually he probably would have wanted all of the displacement there, as there's the Grand Entrance onto Prince. Effort tries to follow up here, but
Canyon is nearby.
Yep, Khan setting himself up as well as Fate slightly zoned out by the Scion. Showmaker getting into position. We'll see whether the Scatter the Weeks actually work, as there's the Gnar onto Canyon, who has to flash to get himself out of the way. Shirley, not even... Oh, she does reset. Out of patience at the very end, as now it's going to be Khan that does find on fleek. Gets snared up there just a little bit as Beryl in with the quickness. But doesn't he... Sorry again.
It's all right.
Well, no train available as Shirley going to act as a bit of a deterrent here for Liiv Sandbox. Well, I don't think should put on that much emphasis on this, as Effort is going to interrupt the decimating smash, but he just gets exploded. Popped like a balloon. Beryl gets out of there, has to flash to escape the shockwave, and now Canyon looking to try and tank as much as he can. Gets the heal from Ghost and escapes. Khan is just an immovable object in the front line. He gets walloped though. Can they actually focus him down? As there's the flash, decimating smash. Showmaker off to the side, getting zoned out by the rest of Liiv Sandbox. A big old Nara's Khan continues to stay alive, but there finally the trigger is pulled by Prince. Whirls the blades around and they lock down Ghost as well. Showmaker finds the backside as Onfleek is going to be taken out. And now Damwon Kia look to try and escape this one. Summit gets over to the side. Canyon at about 300 health. And Damwon Kia looking to escape. It was a one fight for Liiv Sandbox, as Summit looking to continue it here by the looks of things. As Canyon gets himself a little bit of a boot.
You're going to have so much speed to roam around the map. You're going to force teleports out. You're going to...
Oh, here's the quickness. Yeah, Bladewell not going to save you here, as Beryl's going to lock that one down himself by the hair on his chinny chin chin. As now you can see Canyon moving on in. Onfleek has to flash to get out of the pit, and Canyon just books it and says, all right, job done. Effort now over to the side. Beryl very, very low still, but sticking around. Onfleek gets into the pit, but it's Scion that locks down the Cloud Soul, and now the fight is on. Beryl still with no help in the backline, but it is going to be Liiv Sandbox that find themselves the fight. And even
or if Liiv Sandbox commit and try to fight you, you've got a tanky Khan in the front line to get away.
Oh man, he really has hit peak Udyr. That's a scat of the week that you can write home about, Showmaker. Very nicely done.
Like if Onfleek steps over the line for 1 second, he is dead.
Well, in comes the train as they are looking for Effort. Grand Entrance misses onto Prince, but the scat of the week doesn't. Effort still burning down just a little bit here. Had to use the ulti as now Canyon bides his time, waits for his opportunity. Killing more and more wards. Control ward there, spots Effort. He gets into the pit now, looking for the pulverize. Gets on into 2-4-man shockwave from Fate is massive, and Showmaker burns to death. The Scion grabs the Samira though. They don't have a lot of damage now as Ghost is untouched, but it's a huge Gnar into the backline, and Ghost is eradicated. Khan and Canyon, the two tanky boys, trying to do what they can. They might be able to escape, actually, because, of course, you know, Udyr runs extraordinarily quickly. Khan Maybe not going to be quite so lucky as he does flash his way to get underneath this turret, but it looks like...
It's actually amazing. Like, this is what Liiv Sandbox needs to do. They need to be assertive and actually use these combos. But they're not able to turn this into...
Oh, we drifting. He finds both of them. Shockwave does collect a couple, but the quickness and grand entrance combo is too good. And despite the last team fight, despite the heroics from this mid laner, he is just going to be taken down by this.
You're not getting away. I said it from the beginning of the game, like that first fight we had on the Rift Herald, Ron Fleet got picked. Like, this comp has stickiness. You're going to get stuck.
It's another train. This ulti cooldown thing, dude. Like, I didn't realize how good Cloud Soul was.
So good.
It's because of this gentleman right here on your screen. The huge mega tank Scion that just like... This train never going to be delayed, I promise you. All right, this is a Korean level train, not an Australian level train. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting 3 minutes for mine, not 20. You know, as this Baron is absolutely dead. Like they don't have enough. Like they don't have the same amount of gold, but it just
okay. Watch
looks
this.
so over.
All right, I want to watch this again. All right, look at effort over the wall, and then boom, flash in, balls on him. He gets a pulverize, and then it's a massive shockwave. But. What happens here? Yeah, it's just the Scion.
Yeah, he just takes no damage. Look at this.
Oh, man. And then it's just like, okay, we're turning around. Ghost has an insane killer instinct. This is still a one fight for Liiv Sandbox, but this is one of those moments where you feel like it's supposed to be an insta-kill on everybody.
This was sick. Look at this. How?
Okay, you can't be here.
What? How does he get around?
This is what, K-Drill and... Chronicle would call illegal.
Yes.
You're not allowed to be there. Not allowed. It's done.
I mean... That's what it is.
I want to see Canyon race, like Speed Racer in the Mach 5.
Yeah. Do you remember there used to be custom games he used to play as? I'm going to have to hold that thought as Beryl goes in. He immediately gets Shockwave and obliterated. Canyon booping Summit off to the side as there's a killer instinct from Ghost. Man, feels like he hits his 1,000th kill, and now he's
in this game, right? And it still wasn't enough. I don't think you get 2 of those.
Can't handle it. He's just playing peekaboo as once again the train comes in. I can imagine like the frustration that you're feeling as well for Liiv Sandbox, because they have found exactly what they needed to do. A lot of their team fights have been beautiful, and then Canyon's like, it's irrelevant. Because he just, look at this. He knows exactly what's going on at all times. He's like the hyper-speed detective. The Nexus is far easier to kill than they are.
Summit, you can't flirt with Scion right now, man.
Well, effort. He's struggling himself. As the quickness finds him. Grand entrance going to be there as well. Shockwave lands onto Beryl once again.
The more they pull Liiv Sandbox to the top side of the map, the more value these super minions get on the bottom. As Canyon is like going all the way in. Can he tag the fountain?
Oh my god. Because you can't get on top of him, right?
No, you can't.
He's just way too fast.
They don't have enough lockdown to get him.
Fate finds that one, unfortunately. Doesn't win that game of quoits. Now Canyon running forward, running back, running forward, running back, running forward, running forward, running back. And
Canyon's
back.
playing tag.
And running forward again, and back. And Showmaker has now found Summit for a bit of real damage as in goes Ghost. What the heck was that? The quickness finds the backline. 4 members from Beryl. I take it all back. He dies, but it was beautiful. The Samira is now dead. Canyon's booping people left, right, and center. And Damwon Kira found the team fight finally. They lock up Fate. He's over the wall, but Canyon's there. He is taking a bit of real damage right now. It's a triple kill for the Nah. And in fact, Damwon Kia. And that was all just about Summit getting into that backline. I mean, we were focusing on the fact that, the carries for Liiv Sandbox were getting stunned up. The Samira dies immediately, and then it just takes a little bit of extra time to try and get through Canyon and Khan if they actually stick around. As now, it's Liiv Sandbox's turn to get on top of this Baron. Canyon in the area, doesn't have flash, and not going to be able to make it into this pit on time, as now he's booking it, trying to escape, but he's not going to be able to. And it's
Khan didn't, so he thought he could stop the back, so maybe they could win the game. Either way, this is still win for Damwon.
Whoa! Summit found him! Caught up to Summit! Sorry, caught up to Showmaker. Well, 15 seconds until that Syndra is back up again, as now Effort going in with that headbutt. Ghost is going to be the one we need to look at. as Fate doesn't find the shockwave. Ghost now tries to get the big damage, but there's no Narstun into the wall. Ghost is frontlining for some reason, but does manage to get down into that GA. He pops back up. Khan has a shield the size of Narnia, and Ghost stays in there. A double kill now. Summit's dead. The Inferno trigger will not find it, and it's a quadra kill for Ghost to finish off this game.
What an incredible end to what was an insanely fun game, Alice. 44 minutes here of absolute hilarity across the board. Wow, and that's the end of it. Ghost survives long enough in that fight, and finally he lives long enough to do the damage they couldn't do in the previous fight. And Damwon Kia, what a meme of a game.
Prince is just going to say no, as he's now extraordinarily slow.
Yeah, this is okay.
Yeah, able to hop back on the horse, but this is still danger times. There's a great dredge line out of effort. Heal has to be utilized. Fate moving on down. It looks like first blood won't be happening here now. However, heal.
You know how I love old games.
Oh, there's a big old flash in. There's a rocket jump as well. Immediate exhaust onto Ghost as Prince is able to run it out, but did have to use every.
Those later game team fights, if you don't have an advantage for Damwon Kia, you're in trouble. Speaking of in trouble.
Yeah, and advantages as Khan does get the knock-up. Doesn't have another Umbral dash, though, for the second portion.
Patiently and safely around the river. Once again,
there's a Hex Splash as we... Oh no, the dredge line misses, and immediately the Kaiser explodes.
Yikes.
First blood, and it goes over to Beryl, who is having a cathartic experience as the Encore lands onto the Azir, but unfortunately it misses Canyon. Damwon Kia, they've set up the Phalanx, and they should be able to take some control as there's the Magnet Storm. Dredge line is decent onto the backside, and it is actually a steal away of the Herald. The Nautilus will fall, however, a lot of the damage still available here for Liiv Sandbox. Khan trying to kite this one out as it's a double kill for Prince, but the Emperor's Divide is massive. That being said, Summit, oh no! That's not what you wanted out of Showmaker. Flashes into a body slam, and now Khan's going to be swept up and Liiv Sandbox.
I mean, like, let's watch it again and break this one down, or we're actually going to go back.
Yeah, we've gone back in time a lot, actually.
As we watch this all in come through. The dredge line does not hit Ghost. It's a little bit to the side there. Don't know if it would have saved him in the end, but definitely could have made things better. This is what I was talking about, where it's actually, I thought Fate was stuck in the river based on, because we came at the last part of this and I saw this, and I thought, okay, we got caught trying to come back from the river, but nope, it was actually just a straight up catch there in the mid lane.
Yep.
And watching this once again, like, you could see that Liiv Sandbox are in prime position to fight this. Prince is uncontested here, and he's just doing so much damage, and you can see what the what the mid lane is able to provide here, what Fate is able to provide in this fight as well. So much extra power and shielding.
And Showmaker was just a little bit too late as well on his shuffle.
Like, Seraphine has shields, she has slows, she has movement speed.
And that can be really dangerous, as Shelly's going to do a bit of a headbutt here, as there's a Magnet Storm from Beryl, but he's likely to fall down. On Fleet gets into the backline, will get swept underneath the inner turret and taken down. So slightly overly aggressive, and yeah, the turret fortification. Whether he does that, Leandri's now completed. As you can see, now Damwon Kia looking for an opportunity once again. The flash in from Canyon looking for Prince. There's the Killer Instinct on Fleek moving his way over as well, and have they bitten off more than they can chew? Oh, Ghost able to pick that. Summit feels like he may have found
Beryl.
And he does so, yeah, that's a crash down that ain't going to work. Magnet Storm comes in, and now Summit, who's trapped in where with who, as now Ghost finds the auto. Summit pulled back by the Infernal Chains, and that's the big front line now removed. Effort finds the dredge line onto Khan, and Khan not too worried about it. The Azir nowhere in sight. As Liiv Sandbox now having to try and defend this outer turret. Beryl still very, very low as in goes Effort once again. I don't know whether he necessarily wanted to, though, as Khan pretty happy to tank up this turret. Ghost needs to be a little bit careful going overly aggressive for this outer turret can from Liiv Sandbox. They've used it to bolster their morale rather than fall victim to it. As I say it, I cast Curse the heck out of Effort, who will be just taken down. Canyon stops Fate from getting on in there and just immediately gets smashed back. So the staying power of Liiv Sandbox in these team fights is going to be very high. In goes Beryl, finds the track repel onto 4. 3-man Emperor's Divide as well, but they need to make sure that they secure these kills. Effort's going to go down first, and there goes Prince. as now the cavalcade of Damwon Kia is going to head forward.
Even though they have, Liiv Sandbox have so many different ways and so many get out of the wombo combo. And look at where Barrel is, too. This is not like Barrel, flashed over the wall. It wasn't like this was a secret. They just walked up, grouped up, and it's like, okay, well, guess what? Azir's coming.
Special delivery.
And then look where he sends it. Khan's just slam dunking.
Oh, no, yeah. And Fade actually throws his Encore in the wrong direction, to be perfectly honest. Really not what you're looking for. Imagine if, some of his happened after what was a pretty forgettable experience on the Rakan. If we're going to see another fight, the Encore lands just onto Beryl, though, who soaks so much damage. He's still alive, by the way. Effort is going to be pooped away. Beryl eventually does fall, is in the back line. Onfleek's taking matters into his own hands. The Acathian Rain lands down onto Ghost. There's Summit going to get chained.
The choke point, though.
And there we go. Khan's going to have to flash his way out. Okay, Beryl diving on him once again. Another decent Magnet Storm, as if this fight keeps going, it's going to be well and truly in favor of Liiv Sandbox. Look at the health bars. They're barely even going down. Prince locks him down, but there goes Showmaker. Finds the Emperor's Divide. Is it going to be enough, though? Is going to be the question as Fate goes golden in the back line. Onfleek has to get the heck out of there. Showmaker was untouched for so long, as now Summit's trying to escape. The Sand Soldiers.
Which is going to be the next fight that they really want. I mean, it's not a bad thing that they get this, but it's not as significant as it could be. But this fight looks so good for Damwon Kia until the Emperor's Divide comes out. Barrel goes through, he's got the engage here, and then it's like, okay, well, you didn't kill anybody. So here come the heals. Onfleek throws Ghost out, and then, okay, now everyone's stuck here. You can't get out of here. And then, boom, Emperor's Divide comes through. Emperor actually has the locket out, keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but there's just so much damage here for Damwon Kia that trade it back for a 3-for-3.
Showmaker was so close to getting Prince with that one as well. Killer Instinct just got him out of the way, man. They hit you. It's real scary. Is that a bit of a party cast? Yeah, exactly. Only really gets Showmaker out of the fight as Summit's going to get closed in on. Dredgeline does absolutely nothing, as now the Rel goes in. The Magnet Storm is massive. The ulti from the Hecarim's decent, but look, everyone has the grievous wounds. There's the Emperor's denial, actually, onto Liiv Sandbox, and another pentakill for Ghost. How many times does this guy need to wrap up team fights? And Damwon Kia will win the game.
Oh, he's going to wrap up tonight in a big present. Here, there's no minions, so this looks a little bit silly. But as they arrive here, Damwon Kia will be able to finish off this turret. Barrel! Okay, he's fine.
He's going to be okay in the end.
Well, I mean, there you have it. Really bad task, I have to say, for Summit. I don't want to be too critical of this guy after a pretty fantastic 2 games. But the cast there was very weak, and it would have helped. It would have been huge for them if he actually had held that going into the last part of the fight. But Damwon Kia had too much damage.
Yeah. And Ghost, great positioning. Rocket Jump Flash was really cute right there, as we could see, but got the resets, got the repositions.